hockey nights in Manchester. Well, tonight Cardiff Devils come to visit Altrincham. It's their final trip and the final meet-up between them and Manchester Storm. Both looking at getting the points for very different reasons. We'll come to that in a moment. But first of all, we've got a very, very important thing to discuss. Who won Paul Swindlehurst's Gold Celly? Let's find out. Congratulations to those two. We hope to be filming that celebration very shortly. Now back to hockey. Cardiff are on top of the table at the moment. Will they be able to get their first title win in 20 years? Well, 2 points tonight will certainly help that, as they do have a lead just ahead of Belfast. But Manchester Storm, for very different reasons, need those 2 points. It's, well, some might use the word dogfight at the bottom of the table. Everyone fighting to get that 8th and 7th place in the league, to get that playoff spot. And with only a few weeks left of the season, every point counts. So we'll prepare for the game, and I'll hand over to tonight's commentators, Simon Harris and also Stephen Packer.
Darren Dzezinski out there for the Storm. He'll be up against Joey Martin, number 88, the leading point scorer for the Cardiff Devils. If you're going to wear a number like 88, you better be good.
Two fat ladies.
Dzezinski gains his own. He's through. Dzezinski, backhand. Great goal there by Darian Dzezinski.
Yeah, we've seen that time and time again, that move. Power in on the backhand, cut across the front of the keeper with a shot.
The Manchester Storm take an early lead in this game. 17:06 remaining in the first period. Darian Dzezinski with a breakaway goal. So once again, the Storm with an offensive face-off. So Dzezinski out there with Prince and Cartier. Here is Cartier. Always full of business is Cartier. Manages to keep it in. Straight at the feet of the Devils player though, and the Cardiff Devils look to break with a few numbers. Awkward on there for Mike Clemente. Sees it off though. Lord at the half boards. The big man is Andrew Lord. Good work there from Connor Varley against the much bigger Andrew Lord. Lord fights free, and it's a dangerous shot there from Lord.
Yeah, it looked like men versus boys there in the height difference, but lucky for still nothing came of it.
Devils still with pressure. Hoffman pinching up. Back to the free man behind, which is Myers. Doucette driving the net. Five from the Devils player. Good save from Mike Clemente. He had lots of traffic in front. Doucette making a nuisance of himself. Stormer chipping out. Great control there by Jack Prince. Jack Prince on the near side. Backhanded into Ben Bounds. Icing's waved off. Dallas Earhart feeds his player coach Omar Pasha. This game's end to end at the moment. 13:42 remaining. Very few stoppages. Manchester Storm currently with a go-ahead goal from Darian Dzezinski. Another one for the Storm's leading goal scorer this season. Goal 26. Dallas Earhart does well to control the puck there. That was dangerous for a second.
I thought it was just going to bobble past him. Fortunately, it didn't.
Rifled around the boards by Lewis. Paul Phillips slowing it down behind his own net at the moment. Lane were looking to flush him out. Patrick Valcott picks it up and back to Phillips. Breaks with speed through the neutral zone, chips it in, chasing it down his own chip. Connor Varley still on the near side at the half boards. Back to Valcott. Valcott fires it in. Haddad managed to block that one. Storm looking to get the puck on net as much as they can. Aslan chips it in, chased down by Haddad. Ulmer. Back to Haddad in that horrible corner in the storm shelter. Out in front, Mike Clemente manages to clutch that one.
Yeah, Devils seeming to have one man over all the time there.
We mentioned earlier plenty of returnees from the last year's team, so this Cardiff Devils, they won't be unfamiliar playing on the smaller ice pad here. Almost identical building to the big blue tent. May she rest in peace.
All pieces.
Bentivolio out in front. How did Carney miss that?
That was a worldie. Take a bow, Mike Clemente.
I'm sure we can get a replay of that. Mike Clemente.
Diving blocker, well done. Net came off its moorings with that save.
8:46 to go in the first period. No penalties as yet, Simon.
Oh, now you've cursed it. No, it's been a really, really good game. Not to rub it in for those that couldn't tune in the first 10 minutes, but it's had everything. It's had hits, it's had a goal for the Manchester Storm. Some good opportunities too.
So number 88, Joey Martin, as we previously mentioned, if you're going to wear that number, you better be good, and he is. Out to Richardson. Fires it in. Bentivolio took a bit of a tumble with the centre ice with Trabuco. It's a bit of a nasty slash there from Bentivolio on Trabuco's hands. Nothing called. So Perrin is your referee tonight. Bentivolio, stick save from Mike Clemente, puts it in the corner well. Hoffman on the far side. Chips it around. Looking for Martin. Richardson picks it up. Bentivolio behind Mike Clemente's goal once again. Looking for support. Drop pass. Cardiff Devils looking to put pressure on Manchester Storm.
Yeah, there's the words. Having a few words about those hits before.
Yeah, Mario Trabuco and Bentivolio, they had a few exchanges and a few more after the whistle. Do you think Sunday's Challenge Cup final game will have any bearing on tonight, Simon? Do you think that minds might be elsewhere?
I think it's bound to, slightly. How much? I couldn't say.
Here comes Storm. Swindlehurst. On the half boards on the far side, out there with Adam Harding. Of course, ex-Cardiff Devil himself, I believe, juniors. Batch and Lord on the far side for the Devils. Oh, it's a turnover. Here come the Devils. Great pad save by Mike Clemente.
Yeah, it looked like Dickin just took his eye off the puck and the defender scooted round behind him.
Need Mike Clemente to have a good game tonight. He's been so reliable for the Storm this season, but we need him to stand on his head, I think, tonight.
Definitely. Most important player on the ice for me.
Here is number 40, paddles it around to the half boards. Possible break here for the Storm. Swindlehurst with Harding, supported by Connor Varley, pinching up, thinks better of it, puts the brakes on. Ulmer, slack pass from Ulmer. Heatley, fought off and Bounds. Another rebound given up by Ben Bounds though.
Yeah, didn't look confident holding on to that one. A bit of a hot potato moment.
We all know that Mark Heatley has got a pretty wicked wrist shot. Of course, brother of Danny Heatley, the NHL All-Star. Patrick Valcak. Big forecheck from the Cardiff Devils, not giving the Storm any time on the puck behind their own net. Turnover. Joey Martin puts it deep. Carney takes it around the back of the net, looking for a man in front, which is Bentivolio. Couldn't get it to him. Good stick from the Storm defenseman. Here come the Devils again. Backhand. Carney picks it up. He's got Fournier on the far side. Devils man behind the net. Fournier!
And I think it was Pasha's skate caught the post there.
Cardiff fans making their feelings known. So Storm on the power play, ranked 7th in the league, up against the second best penalty kill in the league. 2:50 remaining. So it was a tripping call against number 12, Doucette. Connor Varley and Patrick Valcat playing catch. Great pressure though from the Devils penalty kill. Here comes Valcat with pace and power. Varley to Trabuco. Trabuco back to Valcat. Phillips is waiting. Out in front, fan shot from the Storm player. Varley! Looks like a save there from Bounds. Valcat. Trabuco. Phillips back to Valcat. Sorry, back to Trabuco. Phillips first time! Bobbling around in front. Ice is snowing up a bit down that end. You see how slow the puck was moving around. .54 seconds remaining on the Manchester Storm power play. 1:48 of the first period.
Yeah, like you said, plenty of snow out there.
Clemente paddles it off to Trevor Johnson. To Cody Cartier. Cartier's through! Cartier! Good save there from the Devils goalie. And the Manchester Storm crowd give an ironic cheer as the net comes off the pegs there. Right back at you, Cardiff Devils fans. Trevor Johnson, the ever-present player for the Manchester Storm. On the power play, quarterbacks the power play for the Manchester Storm. Very similar to Andrew Hoffman for the Cardiff Devils, an offensive defenseman, great puck mover. So, it's the Cardiff Devils back to full strength as we reach the 1 minute point of the first period. Omar Pasha having a good game, as I mentioned earlier. Switch sides at the moment. He's on the right hand side with Dallas Earhart on the left. Aslin taking it around the half board. Dangerous pass out to Ulmer. Tape to tape. Quite seeing what the issue is here.
No, I heard the whistle. Can't see the ref's arm up, you see, from here.
27 seconds remaining in the first period. Omar Pasha doesn't look happy. I think the Storm might be getting a penalty here.
Oh, I'm not sure. Was it the linesman that blew, thinking the net was off, because he come behind the net, didn't he?
I don't know what happened there.
Well, if it's a missed call, surely it should be in the neutral zone.
I was just thinking that. Why, anyway, it's an offensive face-off for the Cardiff Devils. Ulmer out there, Lane Ulmer. Valcat picks up the puck on the far side, chips it in. 20 seconds remaining in the first period. Ulmer. Aslin was on momentary free on the centre ice there. Comes back out the zone. 5 seconds. Shot wide. Aslin, backhand shot, paddled away from Clemente. And that brings an end to the first period. It's the Manchester Storm lead 1-0. Just joined by Matt Bissonnetti. I mean, how did you think that first period went? We looked to come out the blocks flying. Real notable difference from last weekend.
Yeah, you know what? Pat stressed it all week. You know, we got to have a better start. We got to play better at home. It was kind of embarrassing last Saturday. And you know what? The guys were ready today. And that's it. That's the difference. Guys came out. A lot of guys finishing their hits. First on the puck. And you know what? We had a game plan all week, and that was chip pucks, skate it down, because we have speed. We got guys like Darian Karts, Trabuco, Val, and all these guys. They could skate. So you know what? On that first goal is what we practiced all week. They chipped it off the board, and Darian was gone, and it was a beautiful goal too.
Does our game tactics change as the game goes on? Because obviously we mentioned it earlier, we are a smaller team, we are short bench. That third period comes, they're going to keep coming.
Yeah, I think as long as we stay out of the penalty box, I think we could keep up with them for 3 periods, no problem. If we get into penalty trouble, that's when you gotta, I don't know, the third period's gonna be a little longer, you know. So we'll see what happens.
Very disciplined in the first period so far. It's been great. Well, Matt, it's been an absolute privilege to have you on, and it's been an honour to watch you play as well. And I personally hope we get to see you for further years, but that's obviously not down to me. But thank you very much, Matt, and hopefully see you on the ice very soon.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. Anyway, Manchester Storm win the first draw of the second period, picked up by Trevor Johnson. Lost off the stick of Valkak, turned over. Cardiff Devils chipped in, chased down by Myers. It's paddled off from Mike Clemente though to Dallas Earhart, the Calgary native. Mark Heatley back to Earhart. Earhart, the one goal this year so far. Out in front, Heatley. Doucette to Lord. Richardson jumping up on the play. Richardson, looking for a man out in front, dangerous, and the nets come off. Mike Clemente.
Yeah, I think the refs called that one.
Possible delay of game call.
Yeah, more than likely, as it was coming down behind the net, Clemente went in with a swipe on the post and the net went flying. Referee put his arm straight up in the air.
Yeah, Mike not too happy with the call. Gives the goals a little bit of a push against the board. Lord and Myers I can see out there for the Cardiff Devils. Joined by Richardson, who's got the puck now. Richardson.
You can just see how frustrated Mike Clemente is with that net coming off.
He's having a real issue. I mean, Mike's known for working off the posts. He's similar to Brian Stewart, such a tall netminder that he pushes off from the pegs. And you know, we do have issues with the nets here. I can't recall it coming off this much though.
He can't really use his height as an excuse. Ben Bounds is there, he's a tall chap as well. But yeah, I know what you're getting at. There's a few players have styles where they use the base to the post.
I think it's the Friday night ice. It's not quite as solid as Saturday night, is it?
I can relate to that.
How?
Well, after a day at work, you know, you're not at your best, are you?
That's true, yeah, that's very true. It's probably had a lot of activity today, is that poor ice. 1 second to go on the power play for the Cardiff Devils as me and Simon talk rubbish. Storm back to full strength. And the net's off again. He hardly touched it. Doucette waiting in front dangerously. Myers back to Lord. Andrew Lord back to Myers. Doucette's waiting again on the near side. Got Richardson on the blue line waiting. Andrew Lord behind the net. Menacingly. Andrew Lord out in front now. Puts the puck across the crease. Seems to be a set play from the Devils. Look to set behind and then try to move him. Picked up by Clemente. He had no need for the net to come off then. There's an obvious issue.
There's an issue here. The referee should really just halt this game and need to drill a bit deeper, I think. Certainly do some cutting around it. It's getting a bit farcical, to be honest.
It's one of my huge bugbears in this league. I honestly don't, whether it was our goalie or another goalie, I don't blame the goalies.
No, there's a few things where we can nitpick with this league, but I have to say around the league on a whole, the fact that these nets are flying off, something needs to be done.
Swindlehurst puts a bit of pressure on the defenseman of the Cardiff Devils. Doucette taking a seat where Connor Varley pushed it. Big hit there from Dickin on Lord. Dangerous! Andrew Lord gets a tip in front of Mike Clemente. That stick possibly looked a little high. Have a look at the replay.
Well, you got a point there. It was possibly the same height as the crossbar. When he makes connection with the puck, it's a bit lower. Have another look.
The goal's been given, so it's Manchester Storm 1, the Cardiff Devils 1. Myers with the shot in.
Plenty of hockey to go.
I see just on the opposite side of the rink, Matt Bissonet's taking your advice on the dress sense. He's now got a suit on. So he's ditched the socks and sandals, he's got a suit.
More that the GM stood next to him, I think.
No, everybody looks scruffy stood next to the GM. Cartier. Haddad. Picked up by Prince. Prince to Dzezinski. Dzezinski open man on the far side. Pasha can't get the puck to him. Almost a high stick there from the Devils player. He did well to check it. He didn't catch Phillips in the face. Here's Eric Nielsen. Good little bit of zone possession for the Storm. Much needed. Mike Clemente, what are you doing? He makes up with it with a tremendous pad save though.
Yeah, thank the great Lord that didn't go in.
3:45 to go in this frenetic game. With the second period, not the game total. We've got another 20 minutes to go yet. Swindlehurst crosses the blue line. Storm have to reset in the neutral zone. Johnson backhands it to Mario Trabucco, who fires it to Swindlehurst, who wasn't ready for the pass. Hit from Dickin on Lord. Here is number 71, Andrew Lord for the Cardiff Devils. Gains the zone possession. Cross to Richardson. Fans on the pass or shot. Break here again. End to end. Heatley on the far side. 3 minutes to go in the second period. Good pressure there from Trabucco. Forces the turnover. We're coming back the other way with the Devils. Devils remit around. Doucette picks it up to Lord, who's free in front. Fought off by Mike Clemente. Fournier has to go all the way back to his own zone as both teams go for a line change. Bordelot tips it in. Catches the linesman. And it's frozen by Mike Clemente. I'm just thinking, I was just looking at Cannavale up against Patrick Bordelot. You would have think this time last year Cannavale thought he'd be up against the likes of Bordelot and playing ice hockey with Justin Bieber. Just over 2 minutes to go in this second period. Here come the Devils, wave after wave. Pasha picks it up. Looking for Dzezinski. He's always up there, Dzezinski waiting. Tries to pull a move. Doesn't quite come off. He seems to be the main outlet tonight. The referee's down on his backside again.
I didn't see why that time.
Harding backhand. Martin, cross ice pass. Fired wide by Bentivoglio. Hoffman. Fired wide. Swindlehurst possibly got the jump on if he can get to it first. She can do it. It's Harding. It's got support. Harding fought off by Ben Bounds. Bounds did well there.
Yeah, Harding looking for the 5-hole. Bounds says no.
I wonder if the hindsight's great. I wonder if the pass would have been the better option there.
Can't blame him for having a go there though, can you?
No, not at all. Something we've criticised this team for not doing enough of. Cannavale picks it up behind his own net. Skates it in around, almost into trouble. Cross crease pass to Trabucco, can't find it. 42 seconds remaining. Devils again. Aslin, great goal by Aslin.
Yeah, great finish there by the Devils.
Just drives the net, pops it over the top of Clemente, up into the top shelf.
And that comes with Storm trying to rush out of their own zone. Pass from left to right, gets intercepted. Gives Devils a bit of a 3-on-2 for a short period of time.
14:22 to go in the third. Power play of the Cardiff Devils gets to work. Dzezinski strong on the puck on the near side. Takes it along in front of the Devils bench. Loses out. Here comes Ulmer through centre ice, supported by Martin. Ulmer by himself at the moment. Still Ulmer. Good little poke check there from Omar Pasha. Devils cycling the puck. Back to Joey Martin. Back to Hoffman. Hoffman dangerous on the blue line. Fires it in. Tried looking for the tip, but Jack Prince did well to see that away.
Yeah, Devil taking up some great positions there. One guy on each post and one just in front of Clemente.
Aslan supported by Carney. Pass to nobody. Omar Pasha manages to pick it up. Does a bit of a Bambi on ice moment. Manages to keep possession, but then loses out at centre ice. Here is Carney. Carney looking for the pass. It's just in people's feet at the moment. Devils with pressure. 38 seconds. It's off the post. Good pressure from Andrew Lord. Loses out though. Here comes Jack Prince. The puck just isn't moving, is it? It's getting caught up in the players' feet.
No, it's dragging. Same for both sides though, if you want to point that out. But
no, absolutely. It's probably a bit of a leveller on towards the Manchester Storm, if anything. We said in the pre-game that we're not going to outskill this team. Something that Storm don't have. They don't have the likes of a Joey Martin or a Higgins at Belfast who can just pull some piece of magic out of nowhere. Here come the Storm through centre ice. Bit of support, players jumping up on the play. Varley. Swindlehurst waiting on the edge of the blue ice. Turnover though, possible 2-on-1. Phillips needs to take a shooting lane or a passing lane. It's out in front, Devils! Storm caught on the break.
yeah, that all come from a wayward pass by Connor Valley in the Cardiff zone. You see him, he just missed that, but see him there trying as hard as he can to get back, probably get on the stick, but a nice cool finish there by the Cardiff Devils.
Joey Haddad sits, 2 minutes for holding. 6 minutes remaining. Storm vitally important they get something from this power play.
Yeah.
Now here's one for you, Simon. Pull the netminder. 6-on-4. Too early?
Yep, because you see there we were nearly caught out. 5-on-4, so certainly wouldn't have pulled him without having a team talk first.
No.
So I'm surprised we didn't take a timeout myself.
Darian Dzinski. Sticked away by the Devils man. Battle on the half boards. Devils look to try and chip it out of the zone. Trevor Johnson can't keep the puck in play. It's a high stick there. Horrible high stick from Myers. So Storm 5-on-3. Farley and Phillips on the backs for the Storm. So I'd like to see another offensive forward possibly, but I know we don't have many.
Yeah, I'd like to see another 3.
Yeah. I think I've been watching too much NHL. Phillips. Back to Valkak. Round the back to Trabuco. Valkak. Can't control the puck though. Heatley's parked himself in front. Up to Connor Varley. Phillips. Phillips to Valkak. Alex feeds Mario Trabuco. Mario Trabuco looking out in front. Varley! Oh, it's off the post possibly, or a kick save from bounds.
Yeah, that was a rocket coming in.
The way it came back out there, I think that was off the post. Valkak looking out in front for Heatley. Bouncing around. Good pad save once again from Bounds. Valkak. Varley! Varley managed to keep his possession. Phillips is waiting on the blue line. Feeds Phillips. Phillips to Trabuco. Trabuco, Phillips. But he was going to one-time that. Phillips. Right, he brings a goal! Mark Heatley gets the power play goal!
Oh, that's a brilliant finish, but unfortunately for Storm, 1 second too late, as the penalty expires on the other Cardiff Devils player.
That was
so they
close.
both come out of the box.
Mark Heatley getting that goal. feed from Trabuco. So who have we got out there for the Storm? We've got Kaczynski, Trabuco, Johnson, Valkak, Earhart. Puck bobbling around on this ice surface this evening. Lord put in the boards by Johnson. Here comes Trabuco on the near side. Chips it in, chases it down, gets to it. Valkak. Storm need to keep the zone possession here, 2:50 remaining. They do with Pasha. Chips it in, back around the boards. Trabuco fighting hard. Storm keep it in, once again it's that man, Omar Pasha. Fires it in, it's dangerously out in front. Took us off a skate blade, I think, of Hoffman.
It pinged around off about 3 people there, I think.
Paul Phillips feeds Heatley to Cartier. Valkak, slap shot. It's out in front still. Phillips! Somebody sat on the puck, it's out in front still, fighting for it. Valkak. 2:10 remaining.
Offensive draw for the Manchester Storm.
Won by the Cardiff Devils. Phillips across to Dazinski. No icing on the call. Final 2 minutes. Dazinski loses the blue line. Dazinski once again, he turns it over though. Bentavolio chips it in, 1:40 remaining. Paul Phillips picks up the puck behind his own net, just looking for the options, surveying the scene. Clemente's heading for the bench, not quite yet though. Clemente's off. Storm have got the extra attacker, but it's an open goal. And the Cardiff Devils get that empty netter with 1:22 remaining.
Yeah, you got to say the bad time to pull the keeper. Actually, he hadn't set up in the zone.
No.
Bobbles around there. Cardiff out of the middle. Nothing we can do.
Bit of panic set in there for the Storm, unfortunately. Dallas Earhart looking for Patrick Valkak. Storm haven't given up just yet. It's Haddad. Aston's waiting in the centre. Haddad turns back on himself, drops it back to Aslan. He's caught up in the skates of the referee, Mr. Perrin. Here comes Mark Heatley. First year with the Manchester Storm, having played in Germany. There's Carney. Bordelot up in support. Cardiff fans in good voice, as you would expect. Patrick Valkak. Just the 30 seconds remaining. Fired in from Carney. He's had a good game for the Devils. 22 seconds. Cardiff looking to put the icing on the cake. And what has been an exhilarating game of ice hockey. What a great advertisement for this league. You've got the team that's going for the title and you've got Storm fighting for the playoffs, and they've gone blow for blow tonight. Bordelot, Carney, and there's the final whistle, buzzer, hooter, whatever you want to call it. Klaxon. And it's finished. The Manchester Storm 2, the Cardiff Devils 4.
Well, it wasn't the result that Manchester Storm fans wanted tonight or even expected. It proves that Manchester Storm and Cardiff Devils this season have been incredibly close in every game that they've met. Well, certainly the last couple of minutes proved to be incredibly eventful. The Storm had the chance to potentially bring back and make it 3 apiece and take them into overtime. That didn't happen, so let's get the thoughts of our player coach Omar Pasha and his thoughts of how the game unfolded.
A lot of positives, I thought. I think we get back, for the last 2 games, we get back to our Storm hockey that we wanted to play. But tonight we just made a few mistakes that just cost us directly. I mean, that's the reality. I mean, I can't fault the effort. I can't fault the work ethic. I mean, we created a lot of chances. We had a few breakaways. you know, we had some grade A chances, and you know, just the luck of the greens not with us at this point. But you just got to battle through it, get out of the slump, and that's by doing the little things right, and eventually the hockey gods will reward us.
Let's just talk with the negatives. Where was Storm going wrong, in your opinion, tonight?
Well, if you look at the few goals we conceded, I mean, those were mistakes we kind of talked about throughout the week not to make. And you know, when you make mistakes like that against a team like Cardiff, they don't mean many chances. And the ones they did, well, they made some nice skill plays and they scored. So I mean, it's a tough one to swallow because hockey's a game of mistakes, but we're trying to eliminate those mistakes that that tend to cost us directly. I mean, and but overall, I mean, it's just one of those. You know, even the last play of the game, the puck jumps over our guy's stick, and then there's no goal, and then they scored, and you're like, you know, it's just when everything goes wrong. But anybody can see the effort tonight and the work ethic, and we were right there. You know, so that's the disappointing part.
Well, let's just come back to the last couple of minutes of that game. You made an important choice to do a timeout. What was your plan coming off the back of that timeout? What did you envisage? Because it was at that point 2-3. There was a chance that Storm could have come back.
Well, it goes back to the power play we had. We were thinking about taking a timeout there, but we were confident that the Val's unit was, I thought they moved the puck well 5-on-3 during the week, and I felt it was a good chance for them to get a goal. And we saw in the 5-on-3 we got a big goal. So then going back to the 2-minute mark, I felt it was time to pull the goalie. Faced off not at that time because we wanted some fresh guys for that last 45 seconds, like we did against Sheffield. We had some fresh guys on the ice, and we had a good breakout. We got to the blue line, and the puck jumped over our guy's stick, and it went right to their defenseman. And at that time, Clemmer was coming to the net, and unfortunately they got one. But that's, like I said, that's probably the story of the game. A few pucks jumped over our sticks. A few pucks went the wrong side, and it cost us ultimately. So you create your own chances and that's what we did tonight. But unfortunately, I said it now for 2 games in a row, we didn't have much puck luck, and it's not by guys not committed and not going to the net hard. That's what happened.
Similar thing happened, didn't it, with Coventry last Sunday? Manchester Storm playing away, held the lead for such a long time, and again the last few minutes really just caught up with them. You mentioned this thing about Storm's style of hockey. I mean, if you could kind of summarise that, the essence of that, in a sentence, what would that be? Because it's very different to the style that Storm played last year.
Well, if you look at last year, I mean, if you compare from this year to last year, last year we had a lot more offensive power. We had a lot more, skilled players up front, natural skilled players, but this year we built a team that is more suited for our rink, that's more suited for big, stronger guys, and you can see, and better defensively, right? We're one of the top teams that concedes the less goals. If everybody sees the standings, we're 4th in overall defense conceding. So our team defense has been good, and we created some big power. We have big, powerful forwards, and what we wanted to do is, grind teams down and win those tight games 3-2, 4-2. But not right now. It's not there, and it's not by the how can I say this? We're not trying hard enough. We're getting chances. We're putting ourselves in good situations. We're creating breakaways. We're creating 2-on-1s. We're creating chances in front of their net. But sometimes we just got to bear down and drive it home. And unfortunately, these last 2 games, I mean, guys had some good looks, but they didn't finish. But at the same time, you can't get down on yourself. You just got to keep working on it, keep shooting the puck, and eventually it's going to go in. And tonight it didn't.
Matt Bissonnette, you were quoted earlier this week that you will hopefully see him back on the ice soon. I know there was updates earlier. He's been doing medical checks. Where are you at with him right now?
Well, Matt Bissonnette's not playing tomorrow against Belfast, and it's almost like day by day, I guess. We got to see how he feels. I mean, it's no secret. He's probably our best playmaker on the team. He's one of our best players. He does everything right for us. He's been one of our standouts throughout the year, and when we signed Matt, he was a big part of our offense. And unfortunately, he missed the last 3 games, and but there's nothing you can do. We have to still find ways to score goals or to provide offense, and I think we have. It's just we're not putting the puck in the back of the net.
Will he be back before the end of the season, do you think?
Hopeful. I mean, that's under our medical team. Once we have the green light, Matt Bissonnette's playing. And he's playing. He's one of our key guys, like I said, and it's just it's unfortunate. Unfortunately, we lost him. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. We just have to react. I mean, there are teams that are missing some good players at times, so it's just a bit frustrating because it's coming down to that tight end of the season. But we're still in an okay position. We're not in a bad position right now. I mean, if we keep playing like we played tonight against every single team for the rest of the season, we'll do well. Cardiff, there's no secret why they're first in the league. I mean, they're the best team in the league. They're up there for a reason. They got a comfortable lead for a reason. It's because they find ways to win, and they have a lot of firepower. They have 4 lines that can hurt you. They have 6 defensemen that are really solid, and they got a good goalie. But you saw tonight, and everybody saw, we can compete with those guys by playing our brand of hockey, but we can't play. The other thing is we can't be run and gun against teams like that, because like you saw, we made 1 mistake. It was a 2-on-1 and they scored. We can't give those mistakes up, but I think we can build on this game and moving forward, just like we did last week. It's all about performance now against these big teams, but also gaining confidence so we play. For example, tomorrow, and if we play this the same way, we're going to give ourselves a chance to win.
I imagine every Cardiff Devils fan that was here tonight at the Storm Shelter will be wanting Manchester Storm to beat Belfast tomorrow for obvious reasons. So just to clarify, are you still feeling confident, a message to the fans, for Storm fans, that they will get that playoff spot?
Yeah, I'm very confident. I don't know why we wouldn't be confident. Yeah, we had a few bad games, but you look back, I mean, I don't want to blame it on luck, but there's a few times where there are a few bounces here. I mean, I talked to Greg Anderson during the week, and I talked about the last 4 games. We played terrible against Edinburgh. But other than that, we're in every single game, and we need to create extra chances now because the puck's not going in at every chance we're getting. So we just got to keep working on that. But the fans need to stay positive. Listen, Claire. This is our 2nd year in the league, and we're in 7th place right now. I mean, let's not go panic mode. We need the support from our fans. We need them to be loud. We need them to be proud. These guys want to make the playoffs. These guys want to help build a culture here. And you look back at a month ago, maybe we could have been in a playoff position, but now we need our fans more than ever. And the guys know that, and the guys want. It's not a will for not wanting. Look at the last 2 games. I think performance-wise, we have turned the corner. Now we just got to keep that consistency.
A full and frank analysis, and very honest, actually, from Omar Pasha, thanks to him. Well, we wish the guys safe travel as they head to Belfast following this evening. And next Saturday, Edinburgh Capitals come here to the Storm Shelter as they meet for the final time with Manchester Storm. So the fight continues to maintain and hold on to that playoff spot. Some things to point out to you ahead of that Edinburgh Capital games next week. You can catch the forecast, the podcast, all about Manchester Storm. That'll be released on Thursday. Check out all the details for that, which will give you all you need to know for the weekend's games. And also, we'll be releasing some further details about that Selly competition. We'll be arranging a time for our winners, both of them, to meet with Paul Swindlehurst to make it happen. So hopefully we will see Paul Swindlehurst score another few goals for the remainder of this season. In the meantime, ManchesterStorm.com has all the details you need to know, and on the way next, will be Stars on the Fly, Dundee Stars programme here on Sports Tonight. In the meantime, as we always say here on Hockey Night in Manchester, whether it's raining, whether it's sunny, or maybe somewhere in between, always take the weather with you.